Welcome to Nyan Archives. I'm Kaya,
Hi, I'm Kat.
and this is our first podcast. We're two VTubers who talk, I mean, predominantly about gaming, I think, right, Kat? That's what we talk about.
For the most part,
Yeah. This
mainly
is our
gaming.
yeah, predominantly gaming, but this is our first sorry, my computer. Fuck. This is our first podcast, so it's going to be a little bit scuff and a bit of a mess. But I don't know. We're going to start off with a conversation about our start in gaming. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, apologies for all awkwardness.
Oh yeah,
All
so
of
much
that.
awkwardness.
So much, man. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, started gaming. Like we wanted to kind of like give a premise about like who we are and how we started off with VTubing, but what is VTubing for us without the start of gaming? Like that's where we started off, right? So kind of wanted to delve more into that aspect of everything. Okay, I'll start with my story.
We'll get there. We will.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll figure this out better. So I started gaming like fairly young, but I would say I wasn't a regular gamer. It's like games came in waves for me. I had moments where I started off like I started off with like educational games. So I had a PC as a kid, and I got to play predominantly educational games. That's it. Games were not a big thing in my life. They were a come and go. I would always like enjoy them in small bursts here in my life, but then it wasn't until I started VTubing that I started actually considering gaming more and starting to learn to love gaming again. So although I have like little bits and pieces of gaming here and there in my life, I really don't have like a good foundation of games. So yeah, I feel like a newbie all the time. Like I don't know about you, Kat, but like I'm a freaking newbie for all games all the time.
Oh gosh. And see, I'm the opposite. I don't think there's ever been a point in time where I haven't been gaming. Like when the 64 came out, it starts from there, and I don't think it ever stopped. But my dad was really into gaming when the PC games became a thing. He kind of got hooked and just reeled the rest of us in.
It's like a
I
gaming
yeah.
family, a whole
Oh
family of
yeah, and it
gamers.
doesn't. I have three brothers. I'm the only girl, so there was no hope. I was gonna get trapped in it.
Wait, are you feeling trapped? Do you need a hand, Kat?
Do I need a hand? I'm the only girl. Save me, please.
Yeah. Well, like I like what game did you even start off with? Do you remember like the first game you've ever played?
Oh gosh, do you remember the really old, like, first one that ever came out, Super Smash Bros?
Oh my god. I mean, I don't remember because I wasn't part of that, but I do know of it.
Yeah, so it's a tie between that one and Mario Kart on the
Okay.
64. Like old bitrate looking art style.
Oh, come on. Okay, now you're hating on Mario Kart here. Like, come
I
on.
mean, you have to admit we've gone places with the actual visual aspect of gaming.
It's true. It's so true. Yeah, for me, first games, the first ones I remember, like I said, were educational games. Like oh my god, I had such a boring gaming life as a kid. I swear to God. Like I started off with Magic School Bus, games, Carmen San Diego, and Reader Rabbit. If anyone knows those, like those are freaking old. And like the first like game I got as a kid for my PC was when I got free from, I think it was McDonald's or maybe it was on a cereal box. I don't even remember, but it was like a Hercules game. And that was the only one I ever got that was like a game and wasn't like trying to teach me stuff like Math Blaster, teaching me
Oh
multiplication tables
god.
and stuff. So like I have like barely any basis. Like it's crazy.
Wow, I've never done educational
Oh,
games unless
I
you count like Risk.
I didn't know there was a Risk video game. Is there?
Um, I don't know so much about a video game, but like that's as close as I can get to it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, so like starting off, I don't know. It's like it's like I had like many moments. So you're talking about the N64, and that was I actually got to like enjoy the N64, but not myself. I had it for with my friends. My friends had N64s, and I would go to their houses and play. Which I mean, I kind of miss that aspect of gaming in today's world where you can't really like
all come together and actually game.
yeah. Like the classics. Remember like screen peeking? Like no screen peeking. Like
Oh my
screaming that kind of
gosh.
stuff. The
Me and all the
wars.
cousins bringing all their TVs into one big room.
The absolute family feuds or like friendships ruined over such tiny
Oh
things,
yeah, it's
like
like playing
insanity.
Monopoly.
Oh my god. Yeah, like it's so I like I had the N64 like playtime. It was predominantly Mario Party. That was a favorite.
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart, obviously, I think that's like the basis for every N64. And
Mhm.
what was it? GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye.
Ooh, I never
Um,
played any of those.
oh my god, I'm pretty sure that's the right one. Oh my god, I hope no one hears me and I'm saying the wrong one. But it had the one where you have like it's called DK mode. And you have like these gigantic freaking heads when you play the multiplayer stuff, and you can just slap each other. It was the
Oh
stupidest
my
thing.
gosh.
Yeah, so you could have guns and play, but like also we could like set up like slap mode, and it was so stupid. I miss those times though. It's I feel like it's not really like that as much anymore. Gaming's definitely changed.
Yeah, it's less you come together like the same area end game and it's just like you're over there, I'm over here. I don't see
Yeah.
you, but we're still kind of together.
Yeah, it's a little bit wild, isn't it? Because although we're playing all together, we're quite so distant.
Oh yeah.
so,
Ooh.
so like from start of gaming, it's for me at least. Like from the start of it, obviously I was always alone, right? Like I'm playing these educational games. I'm already a freaking nerd at school, and here I am like literally with these stupid educational games. And who am I gonna connect with those? Like barely anyone, because they're all playing
Other
like
nerds.
yeah, no, the nerds are playing like the legit gamer nerds are playing like on their what is it, the SNES and the N64s and like whatever else, their
Oh
Segas.
yeah.
Like I didn't have that. So like obviously then we finally get to a point where we can play together, and by the time I'm like almost at the stage of being able to play with all my friends because I might get like some type of console, everyone moves away onto online gaming.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I have like no chance. How about like a handheld? Do you ever have the Game Boy Color? That was like the first one I picked up.
Okay, so I had the Game Boy and then I had the Advance and then oh god, I had the DS and then I had the 3DS.
Oh yeah, oh the DS. Oh yeah,
Yep.
Game Boy Color was like that was the first handheld. Like I saved up for I think like months. I'm pretty sure it was a couple months of my allowance. I saved up and I finally saved up enough to get the Game Boy Color in I got it in the dandelion yellow. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yes, the
Oh
different
yeah.
colors. Oh my goodness, people went crazy over that.
I mean, that's like the late 90s to 2000s in a nutshell if you think about like
Oh
MacBooks at that
gosh.
time when they went to the color phases and stuff with all the different
Yep.
it was crazy. Like it was colorful and it was fun, and I kind of miss that as well a little bit, like colorful
Oh,
stuff.
I know. Nowadays,
But
it's more like based off, oh, this new video game came out. You can get it in the same design.
yeah, a
Oh
little bit a little
gosh.
sad, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Boy Color. So that was the first time I actually like purposefully bought myself something for gaming. And that was like I bought my Game Boy Color and Dandelion, and I bought Pokemon Gold. And that was
Oh
like, I
yeah.
played that game all the time. I was like constantly playing that game. Like, that was,
God, and that's about when Pokemon really, really took off.
oh yeah. It exploded after that, I think. It was, oh
Oh
man,
my
like
goodness.
good times. But I don't know,
Oh,
like everything for me, it like faded away. I ended up not using it as much anymore and not playing video games as much anymore. It wasn't for a while that I was getting back into gaming, really.
Oh goodness. I think the only one I never did, especially back in the day, which makes me feel old saying it like that, but I never did PC gaming until I started VTubing.
Really?
Yeah, I've never, unless you count like Farmville on Facebook, I've never gamed.
I think some people will contest if that's real gaming, but maybe that's for a different
Yeah,
conversation later.
that's a whole different road.
I'm quite surprised about that. So I had a PC really young. My mother saved up and we got a PC for the house, and it was actually in my room. I was 4 years old and I had a
Okay.
computer in my room. And so like I was again like given all these educational games. I think I had, oh my God, this is gonna absolutely date like how old I am, but like I had something called Spider-Man Cartoon Maker, and if anyone out there knows it, like it was the shit. That's all I'm saying. It was the shit. I got to build my own comics and cartoons, and it was so much fun. But PC gaming is pretty much what I started off with. And then I felt like I was missing out because everyone has all these cool consoles, and again the N64 with the colors you can play with your friends, and
Yeah.
it was just so much fun. And I'm here with my gigantic piece of crap. I don't even know what type of PC it was, but
Oh my, it reminds me of like the old TVs. Those things were like dinosaur. They were bricks. They were huge.
oh yeah. Well, that was like my computer monitor back then too. Like, holy crap, that thing was it was a beast.
And
I
then
think it
connecting to
must.
the internet, dial up.
Yeah, you're taking me back. You're taking me back. Those
Oh, that
sounds.
stupid noise. I can never get that noise out of my brain.
Don't pick up the phone, Mom. I'm on the internet. Yeah. Like... oh my
Oh,
God.
goodness. I've tried
Yeah.
explaining some of it to my kids, especially like the handhelds. You know, there's no backlighting in those things.
Right. Yeah. The Game Boy Color didn't have the backlight in it.
No, it's like you had to find like a patch of sunlight or a flashlight or something.
Yeah. Just hold it
When
the right, like just the right angle in front of the lamp right beside you and be like, okay, I can
yeah.
finally, if I just like sit in this one position for like 2 hours, we're good.
Oh, and when they finally came out with those little plug-in attachments,
oh my
and you could
God.
have that little like booklight thing.
I remember those being advertised. I never got anything like that.
Oh, I
But
did. It got me into a lot of trouble gaming through the night instead of sleeping as a child.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh my
those little moments, man. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So like I said, for me, waves. I keep going back to that because I feel like every single moment that I picked up some new like either console or whatever, it was like a relearning to love games as always. So
Mhm.
like obviously Game Boy Color I had forever, and I got like an Xbox Crystal at one point in my life. It was broken. It had no audio. No audio came out of this thing. It was so borked. But like I got to play a little bit on it even though I had no sound, like zero. Returned it, never got an Xbox again. Never. I never was gifted one again for Christmas. Nothing.
Oh
Absolutely
God, are you
nothing.
a PlayStation baby?
Actually, I didn't even get a PlayStation. I was lent a PlayStation 3 from a friend. He lent me his PlayStation 3 for a little bit, and I just used it predominantly so I could like play a game, which was at that time, I think Skyrim and something else. I can't remember at this point. And also so I could just use my DVDs and Blu-rays in it. So I didn't have to have a
You
DVD
can
and a
watch
Blu-ray player.
movies.
Yeah, like that's what I had it for. It wasn't like, and he
Oh
didn't,
my gosh.
but I never owned a PlayStation until my PS4. That was when I bought my first like PlayStation. Like I never had a console. I had either a PC or nothing. Like I did everything else.
Oh gosh, and I've never touched a PlayStation in my life.
Oh really? Do you feel allergic to them? You concerned?
I I've never had an opportunity to have one or try one. Everyone who was gaming around me had like Xbox.
Right. I will say, I think Xbox was really popular in America at that time. Like it was the PlayStation
Yeah.
as well, but the Xbox, like that was the American console for quite a while. Because everyone had an
They
Xbox at one
they
point.
really just went ham with the advertisement for Xbox. I don't think I ever saw much for PlayStation as a kid.
Trying to, I see. I don't remember. Oh my god, it's been so long ago.
It's
God,
been so long. Oh
perpetuating that I'm a
no.
little old lady, but like it's been a while. I can't remember now.
It
Like
has.
I also like don't even. I didn't have a console, so I couldn't even like rent games from the movies, like the movie store. Remember when we used to be able
Oh,
to
mine
rent
from
games?
Blockbuster.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I didn't have a console, and I don't remember
Oh,
them renting out PC games. Like,
gosh, I do remember that though, because my mom was very strict about gameplay time, and my dad couldn't have cared less. But she would go for a movie, and we'd be like, "Can we get a game?" And she would tell the three of us to agree on one.
oh my,
Like, that's never gonna happen.
have you seen what we're like when we're gaming alone? Like, and we need to agree
God.
on a game. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but I think the older consoles are what sold me on the Legend of Zelda. Ooh, yes.
Right, because that was on PlayStation.
Well, they had I don't know if it was the 64, but didn't like Four Seasons, Ocarina of Time, didn't those
Yeah,
come
those
out
are
around then?
N64. I thought there was
Yeah.
some on the PlayStation too, unless I'm very mistaken, which could be the case because again, I didn't own these consoles, so like, what do I know? But oh,
God.
yeah, Zelda. I mean, that's a
Mhm.
huge name now.
Oh yeah, they just kept going.
It's
What do you
crazy.
think of the newer ones? I've never really played the newer ones.
Oh, I mean, I played Breath of the Wild, and I've played some of Tears of the Kingdom. I do still like Breath of the Wild more at this point. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is supposed to be like Breath of the Wild Part 2, but it's not working out for me. Like I'm enjoying it, but I'm not
It's not
um
doing it.
yeah, I don't know how to describe it other than I guess it's just because it's not as fresh. So when Breath of the Wild came out, that one for me was very like fresh and new, and I've never played a Zelda game before, and this was the first one I played and I loved it. And then I played Tears of the Kingdom and it just felt like the same. And
I was gonna
I
say,
mean,
is it
it's
too similar?
yeah, like because the general look of it, and I think what they use for the engine is like all pretty much the same. So it was lacking for me. Um,
Um,
but I don't think it's terrible. I just need to play more. But I don't think I'm gonna be streaming that one anytime soon because I think that's
mm,
gonna be a me game now. You know.
yeah, no, God, my favorite and one I think you would like from Legend of Zelda is the Twilight Princess.
I've heard a lot
That
of
one's
people tell me
good.
that one.
Mhm.
Yeah. What is that on? The Twilight Princess. What console is that one
Oh
for?
gosh. Okay, so I did do that one on Xbox.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other options for it at this
Oh,
point.
maybe Nintendo has something. I should look into
Mhm.
it though. I would probably enjoy it.
Oh yeah, that one's good. I remember getting stuck in just one part of the whole game for like an hour. The puzzles were rough occasionally.
Yeah, the Zelda puzzles they're good though. They're really good. I really
Oh
like the
my
puzzles.
goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're going through like memory lane right now.
I
My
know, it's
God.
like, oh god, old games.
Do you remember all? Yeah. Well, like so I kind of have like I have a list here of like all these consoles or whatever handhelds and consoles I've picked up over the years that also didn't stick around for too long because of how I live my life. But like again, I go from Game Boy Color to Xbox Crystal to the Wii. I get gifted a Wii. Like I have nothing in between. I have no games. I have a PC, but I didn't play much for games on them. And
Oh
I
goodness.
ended up getting the Wii. I got the special red edition of the Wii, and
Did you
that
play
was
the
I
Wii
think
Fit?
I never played the Wii Fit. I don't even know what that's like. I
Oh
remember
my
when it was out,
god.
everyone was crazy about that thing.
Yeah,
Crazy.
because well, it like you always hear the oh, you play too many video games, you need to go out and like exercise more, and then they were like, here you go, exercise.
I mean, I think that has to do because the Wii and the DS came out, I think, around the same time. And when the DS came out, there was a huge influx towards these games that like better you. So remember Brain Age, like those kinds of games. Like
Oh
Brain
my
Age was
god, I do.
huge.
Those
Yeah,
hurt my soul.
yeah, and I think Nintendo, at least from what I remember, was really kind of like banking on this kind of like sort of self-improvement with games.
Mhm.
Like games can help you self like with improvement. And I think that was partially why the Wii Fit also did really well, because they made it into a game and some people really loved it. I have one of my great aunts, she unfortunately has passed away, but she lived up to 104 years old. She had a Wii Fit. She freaking had one. Like she used it.
That's why she lived to
You hear
104.
that? 104, gotta have a Wii Fit. That's what it is. It's like a
God,
yeah.
no. I got a list. If it's bad. It is we had so many.
Well, I mean, with like 3 kids, how do you keep them entertained all the time without having some type of games with them? You know, like you just
Yeah, I think mainly like road trips because for the handhelds you didn't really need internet.
yep.
You just got on there and you gamed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Was kind of
And then
easy in a
yeah.
sense, right? Because like also
Mhm.
the batteries on those things lasted forever,
Oh,
specifically
they
the
were
Game Boy Color.
tanks.
Yeah, and you drop them and it's like no big deal. And the games were extensive enough. Like there
Oh
was a
yeah.
lot to them. Yeah. Oh,
So you've never played the GameCube?
nope, never had a
Oh,
GameCube.
I loved that thing. That's where most of my Harvest Moon games come from.
Right, right. We were talking at one point about Harvest Moon.
Yeah, when they came out with the remake, I was so
Yeah.
happy about that.
Yeah, the Harvest Moon series. So the only one I've played a couple of them, but the only one I technically like really got into was Friends of Mineral Town, which I think was for the Game Boy Advance, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it
And
was.
yeah, well, I played it on my DS because I obviously didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I got a DS instead, a DS Lite. That was the first one I got. And I played on that, and oh my god, I was like, this is such a great freaking game.
I don't know, something about them farming games. I get sucked in.
I don't really blame you. There's something also like it's like the task monotony, but it's just like I don't know. It's constant managing, and it just feels so good. You're using your brain, but it's still kind of lax. It's so much fun.
Oh god, the one on the GameCube. We didn't realize this, but I played it so much my character died of old age.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't
and
think it was possible. I was like, I'm just
yeah,
gonna keep gaming.
I think actually, if I recall, Harvest Moon had that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had made it through so much gameplay that I just didn't think there was an end game. And then I put my character to sleep and they never woke up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just like again, I'm going through my list of like things where I go back and forth with games, and again, we already talked about how I had the PS3 that was
Mhm.
gifted to me by a friend. I did end up buying a PS4 for myself, and all I played on there was GTA, and that was another thing that like GTA 5 at that time, and like again, that was something like it was on the side, and I was doing other stuff with my life. I was like games were not. They were not something that I would come home and just play video games. I'd be like, oh, I have time now. I guess I could like play a game for a bit. And I
Oh
think
no,
that's like
I'm
kind
the
of a
gaming nerd.
repeat. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. And then like my last thing I got was the I had a different PC than the gaming PC I have now, but I got VR and then started playing VR. But even that, like for me for games, it's like I would play maybe twice a week for a couple hours and that was it. You know, I wasn't on it all the time. And again, yeah, like I said, this is why streaming, like all of a sudden, like people are telling me about all these games that I never got to enjoy, and like I'm hearing like people like you
Mm,
who are able to enjoy them at such a young age, and like there's nostalgia, and these old games are almost like
yeah.
forgotten except for nostalgia. and then you play them for the first time. Like I played Chrono Trigger recently. I loved that game. The story in that is absolutely phenomenal. And I think about how old that game is. It's a great game. Like it's just I feel like the appreciation, like I get it. I get the appreciation for these older games, and I get why
Yeah.
kids love them, you know?
And you think about it too, as like you look at when they actually came out and you're like, damn, this isn't bad for for when
Yeah.
it did get made.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we're talking about like the pixel style. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's an aesthetic on its own as well. Obviously they have like
Mhm.
modernized versions, but like there's something about that. Like it's just it's what now we have it like almost associated with cozy games, but it's not cozy specific. It's so
No.
wonderful. I get it. I think they were just so fantastic. Another one I loved, Banjo Kazooie. No, not Banjo. Oh shoot, I didn't play that
I was
one.
gonna
I
say I've
played
never touched that one.
Crash Bandicoot. Sorry, I keep getting them mixed up because I'm an old lady. But Crash Bandicoot, man, I gotta play those. I get why kids loved them, and I get why kids got frustrated with them. Like, holy crap.
Oh gosh,
So,
see, and like those ones and what is it? That little purple dragon, Spyro?
oh, Spyro, yeah, I
I've
finally got
never
to
played
play.
those ones. So when I watched you stream some of them, I was like, oh, okay, this is just me living vicariously.
I will recommend the first one. I liked the first Spyro. The third one, not
No.
a fan. Yeah, the second one was okay. The third one's like a no. I like the first one the most out of all of them. I don't know why. It was just the most enjoyable for me. But yeah, like if I feel like I'm finally getting into gaming properly. Like I'm learning about things and how like certain games are like influences for current ones and sort of where everything comes from. Like I never got to really live through that, so I'm like living through it now, late in the game. But like I don't know. It's
Oh
just
my goodness.
I'm
Yeah,
happy.
I never did those breaks. I was that person. I would come home and I would play every day. And what makes it funnier is, so not even just my brothers. My dad worked construction. This man would come home and sit on the ground with us with a controller in his hand and just kick our asses in these games and then walk away.
No remorse.
No
He would just kick your
remorse.
ass. He's like, yeah, job done. Kids have
Yeah,
learned their
mhm.
lesson.
He would just sit down and he'd play with us for an hour, and then my mother would be like, "Are we gonna eat dinner? What are we doing?" And he would just be like, "But we're gaming."
Did anyone cry or anything like when he kicked your butt like that?
You kn In my household, that was how you were taught how to game. You
Ruthless.
you would go into it knowing nothing with someone who knew everything about the game, and you would just get killed constantly over and over and over again until you figured it out.
That is ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Oh my god.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if I could survive that.
It took a mental toll.
And you still like game today with your family, don't you?
I do, yes. Mainly with my, brothers.
What kind of games do you guys like to play together?
Dungeon crawlers.
And like, do you make it like a regular thing, or do you just like message each other like, "Hey, let's play this right now," or "You're playing this, let's go right now." Like,
Oh.
how does that?
Yeah, no, we try. We have a family Discord server,
Really?
and it's got, like, my brothers, my cousins, like, extended family, and we'll be like,
And
Are you free this day?"
is it mostly about games? Like this Discord?
It is entirely about games. Yeah,
No
no, we
way.
have legit, like, dedicated channels in the server for, oh, what is that? Ark and something else and, like, League of Legends and Wild Rift. Just
Yeah, you're a gaming family.
oh,
That
yeah.
is a gaming family. Oh my god.
At one point, we invited my mother into the server and then convinced her to play Among Us.
Does she
It was
like
the
it?
funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But at some point, we did win my mother over. We bought her an Xbox and she plays on it all the time. She'll get on and play Minecraft with me and Wallet.
Oh my gosh.
I did introduce her to Animal Crossing, and the addiction is
Oh yeah.
real.
Animal Crossing? Oh, I get it. Oh.
Oh, the minute I taught her how to customize like the pathways and
Yep.
everything, she was gone. It's over. Every time the holiday season changes, so does her Animal Crossing island.
Gotta redecorate. It's important. It's
Oh,
important.
it is. It's so important. I shouldn't have done it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's amazing, really, because like for family of gamers, like obviously from the beginning, you still you still communicate and do all this together. It's just, I don't know,
Oh
it's something that
yeah.
I don't have. Like I genuinely, I don't have
It's
that.
definitely a little harder nowadays because we all grew up. People move different time zones now,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you include having a job in there and just
And kids.
oh
You have
yeah.
kids and a job, and yeah, there's a lot going on. I totally understand.
But we still make it work occasionally.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
I think that's honestly quite lovely for a gaming family. Everyone has like their own kind of ways of connecting with family. Like, oh, we'll just have this like family gathering, and sure, you have family gatherings too, but you also have game gatherings. Like
Oh
you have a
yeah.
bit more there.
And even when we do regular family gatherings, we play board games.
Oh, do those also get vicious?
Oh, it's bad.
Maybe I should be glad I don't really have many. So I have one sister and like younger sister, and that's it.
So, like, context. I say I'm the only girl, and I really mean that. Out of just immediate family, I have 18 guy cousins, and then including me, there are 5 girls.
18.
So we're very outnumbered. It's a very ruthless get together every time.
Yeah, it's a little outnumbered.
A little bit.
Oh my god. Well, you know what? I think for our first podcast this went pretty okay considering.
All the awkwardness and like, oh my god, we're doing this.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not as much as I do speaking and streaming, I really am not always comfortable, like specifically recording myself. I feel so awkward about it. So,
Yeah.
I think for our first podcast that went pretty okay, but
Hmm.
yeah. And I think that's a good time to kind of cut it off because we went off tangent about a couple things, but came back and it worked out. It worked out, right,
It
Kat?
worked
Right?
out.
It worked
That's how
out. It
we
worked out.
talk, though,
That's how,
unfortunately.
yeah. But yeah, so if you're interested in, I don't know if anyone else is interested in watching any of these podcasts, we are going to be doing a couple more episodes. And I think the next one was, what's the next one again, Kat?
It was gaming styles with streaming.
Right.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to tune in for more of that, yeah, check out our podcast more, follow us, whatever it is, and thanks for listening. I really appreciate it.
We'll see you all later.
See you
Bye
later. Bye bye.
bye.